We are live. We get some people time to join in. If they gonna join in, we'll see how it goes tonight. Give it a few moments, a few minutes. I just busted out myself. Sitting here playing some Wukong, trying to get to this last boss. And y'all hit the comments as y'all come in. Give it about 5 more minutes and I'm up.
bust it out myself.
Probably try to give it about 10 more minutes. I'll try to whip it into shape here. Got some points I want to run down. Um, Doing a countdown. Give it a few more moments here. This is for people listening on the recording as well. So I know nobody's in here right now, but I'm gonna give it a few more moments here. I'll try to change the screen and let y'all know when we actually start. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Looks like I'm talking to me tonight, so we can do that. Let's see. Where do we want to start? Excuse me. Okay, so it looks like a couple of things that and we're just gonna start it off. Just want to jump it off and let everybody know. There's been a name change. Took my name out of it. Put Soul Taker Dojo into it. So we'll roll with that from now on. That's always been my gamer tag since the longest, since I was a young child. Um, but just starting it off, man, this was a very interesting episode. One of the things that really made me get into it was some of the opening scenes, some of the stuff that happened in the beginning. I guess I'll just run through it real quick. If anybody joins, we can bounce off some ideas that I noticed here. But you get the underwater scene, and with Julie going underwater, that really makes me think that we're gonna see her using those same techniques, those same uh, engineering feats when it comes to pushing air down to that suit. Either I'm thinking, either she's gonna be going down underwater through those caverns and maybe the door downstairs to get to the other vault, or they're gonna find some way to push air to her up top to do the same thing. Her and Solo uh, should be able to work something out. And Solo's a weird one. We'll come back to Solo in a moment. Actually, no, let's go ahead and jump into it. So there's a scene where Solo and Jules are in the classroom, and they are trying to figure some things out as far as air production or air supply and how they're going to make that happen. Um, there's a couple of things that happened in that scene that really made me just start paying more attention. We have the numbers written on the chalkboard. Now, I try not to watch other people's videos before I give my own thoughts on stuff like that. But I did watch one video where they were saying they thought it had something to do with years or time or something like that. And my interpretation of that was it had something to do with the combination of the vault. Solo didn't seem to know it by heart for whatever reason. And then Julie also made a allusion, or she said something about, basically you should write it down so he doesn't forget. So that could definitely have something to do with it. But also, I mean, it may have something to do with years. I'm not too sure on that one. While they were in there, they were discussing the Founders Day versus the Freedom Day. I'm not sure what the difference is, and why there would even be a difference. Why there would be a holiday to begin with. It's these type of questions that really start making me think about what's going on. Um, Maybe there is no concept of founder in one silo, and no concept of actual freedom in the other. I'm not sure how that would go. Um, they started discussing Captain Nemo, and Captain Nemo's a weird one. Um, he's a lone wolf and a genius, so that really mirrors back to Jules' personality. I think that if you pay more attention to some of the books that are in the show, they start pointing out different things. Just to give you an example, we had the Wizard of Oz inside of Judge Meadows' apartment, and in that story, it's about a guy, you know, putting himself out there to be this big grand wizard, can do all this stuff, and he's really just a feeble old man. And that, in my mind, could speak towards Judge Meadows or Bernard, either one. Um, Maybe more so towards Bernard because Bernard has all the power, but he uses Judge Meadow as a like a puppet king, a puppet queen, however you want to look at it. And then behind the veil is uh kind of soft guy, really. I think I could beat Bernard up, but moving on, we have getting on to Judge Meadows. So Judge Meadows has her scenes, and I've really actually been enjoying Judge Meadows during this season. I'm sorry that she's no longer with us, but we'll get to that too. But some of the scenes that she had before anything like that happened, we had her scenes with Lucas. And what really struck me about the scene was the fact that she didn't send the guards out until Lucas asked the question. She was gonna just let him go, see how dangerous he was, send him on about his way, and then he did something that he probably shouldn't do, which is started asking questions. Lucas is a curious motherfucker. So he asked the question. She gave the answer. Described what she thought, or he described what he thought, and she gave him more clarity and cut his sentence in half. So I actually don't believe that she thinks that he'll die. And I think that's the reason why she told him the information. Because she probably knew that she wasn't gonna. If Bernard didn't get her, she probably knew that she wasn't gonna make it far when it comes to going outside. So I think she was just thinking ahead. They spoke about how brilliant her mind was, and part of that was probably having us to do with something with her ability to think ahead. And I think that's part of the reason why Bernard was so drawn to trying to get her input on what he should do. Um, One of the other things that I noticed is that she's hiding something. Um, Something happened within a 4-day time frame that changed the relationship between her and Bernard, from her being his shadow to her deciding that she didn't want to do it anymore. I think that there are a lot of possibilities of what could have happened in that situation. And I also think that Judge Meadows is smarter than Bernard. So there's a lot of things that she may be aware of that he's not aware of. Bernard also kind of seems childlike almost as an adult. Like he can't think outside of the book. check on something here. Okay, and then moving on, we have Salvador Queen. Now that is a name that we have not heard before. Um, well, I think there was one mention of it, like maybe in season one, and it was such a minimal mention that I do not remember exactly what was being talked about. But Salvador Quinn, uh, just giving y'all the heads up, I am not a book reader on this one, so I'm just going heads up theory off the dome. Giving you my spitball theories, throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what stick. And I do not know where this Salvador Quinn is going to come in at. It's a cool name, though. We also had the scene moving forward where Bernard sat down with Judge Meadows. They had a nice dinner. Oh, I don't know if you would call it a nice dinner. More like a Last Supper. And, she ate was a chicken and mushrooms. It looked good. If I was hungry, I might have I might have ate it too. But she ate it. She tried to outsmart Bernard by not drinking, but I guess he put it somewhere where she wasn't expecting. And once she found out that she was dying, then we got the scene where Bernard is putting an Oculus Quest on her. Now I know about this because I have an Oculus Quest. I got a Quest 2, and that actually looks like an older model. So I'm not sure how that goes, but VR is something that's coming up on the rise in the future. Um, but that is actually a barometer, if you want to call it that, as far as what technology is available to these people and what they're using in the suits, because that VR technology has to be what they're using in the suits to try to trick people. I'm thinking that makes a whole lot of sense when you take a look at it. And then also we got, well, okay, we'll move on to that in a second, but we got things that's happening inside the vault that's high tech. Um, all kind of stuff that may be going on here that's weird. And one thing I do want to point out here is if you're trying to control a population, one thing that you always want to do is control the flow of information. Um, if I can keep you stupid, I can keep you simple, I can keep you small, I can control you. So that's a commentary on just society in general. But also, one thing that kind of threw me off is the casual mention about pets. You got dogs and cats all of a sudden. Um, I did not know that they had dogs and cats and the type of society that they live in, where you have a situation where you kind of have to ration everything and reuse everything. I, I don't see the practicality in dogs and cats and keeping pets if you can't feed everybody adequately. Everybody isn't living well and stuff like that. I don't, you know, some people can't even have babies. So I don't know what's going on with that. But we got dogs, we got cats, we got dogs with dog toys, leading on to the beginning. I'm gonna call it the beginning of the rebellion. You can call it the spark. Flash shot heard around the world, however you want to look at it. But we got something special going on here too, because we have innovative ways of communication. You can't go down and use a cell phone. You can't send a runner, but they're dropping balls, colored balls. And I think red means stop and green means go. So you don't want a red ball. Okay. One major thing that really stuck out to me this episode was eyes. Eyes everywhere. Eyes in paintings, chalkboards, references to silos, monochromatic. I think it's monochromatic, if I'm saying it right. But he's got two different colored eyes, but he alludes to the fact that he used to have blue eyes. One thing I noticed about all the paintings that's on the walls is that they all seem to be blue eyes. So I'm not sure if that's any significance. We have uh, the names on the wall in is it Silo 17, the home silo? Names on the wall, and when they're describing all the different rebellions, there's a giant picture of an eye there, blue eye. So I'm not sure the significance of the eyes, but I believe this is going to have something to play in the future. We'll see. Um, I just got a couple more things here now. I'm gonna wrap it up if nobody's in here. We got the the legacy. What does that mean? Bernard asked Judge Meadows about the legacy and what she experienced. So that puts me in the mindset of Bernard does not know everything. And I'm assuming whatever this legacy is, I don't know if it's a person, a group of people, um, some type of VR program. I'm not sure what this legacy is, but if we're just looking at etymology, legacy means old or grandfathered or uh, structured, old structure. It's a lot of things that legacy can mean when it comes to like a foundation type mindset. So I'm not sure on that one. We got we got a viewer. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Holla at me in the chat if you got any questions. I'm bouncing ideas off. I'm ready to run back through anything that you want to talk about if you want to say anything. But the legacy really has you in the mindset of what could be going on as far as a bigger picture. Um, One thing about the show is it really puts me in the mindset of the Matrix and how when you're in the Matrix, you're basically in a mindset where ignorance is bliss. What you don't know will probably make you happy, and then when you find out what's really going on a bigger scale, you might be kind of upset. I'll just say it like that. So I don't know. Legacy is something I'm looking forward to finding out in the future, and uh, I guess the last thing I really wanted to talk about was the circus. How people flip and flop and flip around and other people catch them. Elephants that never forget. We got some references there, I think, in my mind, because we're thinking about society that they're living in where they have some type of special drug or a substance that can make you forget. And then we're bringing up the animal that's specifically known for never forgetting. So I think there's something that's been played out in the memory of these people that hopefully we'll get to see. Maybe we won't. We'll see how the future plays out as far as this rebellion. Um, and one thing I just kind of wanted to allude to, this show kind of reminds me of that you guys may want to go back and watch if you have some time. Anime called Big O, when it comes to the amnesia part of the show in a society not knowing what happened in the past, but also still operating as a society. Take a look at that one. Tell me what you think. Um, I'll let it run out for a couple of more minutes. If anybody joins, got any questions, I'll take them. If not, then we'll just close it out. Run it up another day. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, y'all. Y'all have a good evening and hit the channel up. Uh, throw me a like, throw me a thumbs up, and all that good stuff. Hit me up in the future if y'all have time. I'd love to discuss amongst a group of people and just try to get different perspectives. But y'all have a great evening.